weekend reading of Mercury enters Cancer. June the 7th and the 8th, 2025. Astrologers, weighed in the comments and let me know. Mercury entering Cancer. I know what it would mean to me. Like, to me, it would mean very much emotionally centered thinking. You know, I've got Mercury in Pisces and I'm not sure I'd recommend that. But having it in Cancer, it just feels... Cancer is always a very emotional sign for me. But let me know, please do, wade in. Come and say hello in the comments if you're an astrologer. Let us know. We're getting a very messy shuffle here for the weekend. Lightseers Tarot, a classic. Ooh. That kind of does slightly sum up, actually, those cards, how I feel about Mercury in Cancer, intuitively. Look at these three. Look here, look at these three. Right. We've got, let's zoom in a little bit till the rest of the cards arrive. We've got the Four of Pentacles, which is Sun in Capricorn, but it's also, I call it keeping your hands on your purse, this card. It's like, if you think about what a crab is like, crabs are quite retentive. You know, they aim for things, they want things, and they're very good at getting them, I have to say. And I'm talking about physical crabs here. So if you ever watch how they sort of go sideways, they go around things, they go around the periphery, and then when they get something, God, you know, getting it off them is very, very difficult. And obviously they have the hard outer shell, and it's a means of protection which works really well, but of course there's a very soft underbelly. So there's something here about us keeping our hands on our emotional purse and doing whatever it is we need to do to invest in our own emotions, okay? If we look at the Five of Cups, Five of Cups is such an interesting card. It's a 5, so it's a disruptor. And it's always got something to do with loss or grieving a loss. And I often find with the Five of Cups, it comes up when you don't want to look at something. You know, you don't want to look at what you need to let go of. And you don't want to look in that particular direction. You don't want to take that deep dive. There can be a sense of regret as well with the Five of Cups. What's going on with my microphone? There can be a sense of regret as well. So there's a sense of not wanting to disturb things which sort of need to be disturbed. I want to keep things the same. I don't want things to change, you know. That would be the sort of emotional thinking, I suppose, clinging on to something. And then we have what is one of my favourite tarot cards, actually. This gorgeous Hermit card. And I like it because we don't often get feminine Hermit cards, hardly ever. The Hermit is very much thought of as like an old man in a sackcloth, you know, eating locusts and honey in a cave. And that sounds like just an average night in for me, watching Netflix. But in this, we get somebody who's like in their kind of pyjamas, almost, in loungewear, by the sea, and also sort of in a cave, but it's much more ephemeral. So I like, it's a softer version of the Hermit. It's definitely how I, you know, if you want to know what the inside of my head looks like, very often it looks like this. I might insert a packet of biscuits into the hand there, you know, and a cup of tea, but it looks like this. So there's something here about going within this weekend. Maybe this is Mercury in Cancer steering us in an emotional direction that we, because Cancer's opposite sign is Capricorn as well. I think, yeah, it is. And this is like steering us in a direction that maybe we've been avoiding because, I don't know, too painful to see it. Or probably more likely too painful to feel it. Okay? Let's have a few more cards. I do love these cards. They do get stuck in the sequins, but you know, don't we all? Oh, nice. Nice little change up of colour as well there. See, this came up yesterday, 4 of Cups. Okay, I like that we have this. This could be somebody else, but it's passion and it's high feeling, okay? The Knight of Wands doesn't generally hesitate and think, should I do this? Should I feel this? You know, what's going on? It's just direct feeling with fire. So also, and I don't know where this comes from, but I definitely get this as a message, so I'm going to give it to you. There may be, and often is when you feel like this, anger somewhere at the bottom of what you're feeling. And that might be why you've avoided accessing it. But when we have that, especially if you're an empath, empaths and anger is a very difficult thing because it's not, well, it is actually, but we feel it's not nice and it's not empathic to be angry, which, you know, often it isn't. But people can relate to it more than you think, provided you're not shouting in their face, you know. Like, if your anger is not particularly directed at another person, we all know what it's like to feel that way, you know, the rage of the 2-year-old or whatever it is. There may be anger buried underneath whatever that is, okay? And your way of accessing it, it might be difficult, it might be tricky, and I think it's different for all of us, and we all have our own idiosyncrasies around how we access anger. 6 of Swords, love this card. I love this particular card as well. I don't know, it's just such a brilliant rendition of the 6 of Swords. Actually, feeling what we need to feel is a part of the anger, and it buys us our passage out of wherever we're stuck. Okay, channel message, very important. Getting in touch with, and I hate saying it like that, but hey ho, we've said it, your anger transports you in a way that you perhaps didn't think it would be able to. Anger is fuel in this situation. Anger is fuel. And then we get our 4 of Cups. And it may be a bit like Odysseus, you know, we've gone right round the Odyssey of emotions, swing, like that, and we end up in neutral. Because emotional neutral is definitely better than nothing. Or it's better than avoidance, is what I'm trying to say, actually. Emotional neutrality is sometimes a really big step up. It may not feel like it is, because we're like, well, I've kind of ended up at 0. Yeah, but that's what you do when you're the Fool. You go all the way around the tarot to number 21 and you come back and end up at 0. Ouroboros. Let's have an oracle cord. Oracle cord. Let's have an oracle cord. Yeah. Ooh, we've got 2 oracle cords. New life and breathe. Breathing new life into something. I like this reading. Let me know what your thoughts are, because I'd be very interested to know. It feels like a really deep reading, and let me know your thoughts on Mercury and Cancer. And do check out your individual monthly readings underneath in the description box. See you all soon. Namaste.